Oh no, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's Dazzler. Woo! There you go. I did an intro. How's that? Hello, this is Sis, and you are watching Drink and Draw on a Friday night. This is the off week, and we have Shannon Browning as our host. So take it away, Shannon. This is the part where I just sit back and do nothing for the rest of the show.
I don't know how I'm going to ever compete with that opening. That was spectacular. Thank you, Sis. Sis will be opening at the Opera House in front of Kylie Minogue next month.
Awesome.
Welcome everybody to Friday night's Drink and Draw. Once again, it is the off week. How off? Way off. That joke will get old real quick, but what the hell?
Every week.
We have once again some amazing artists and creators joining us to draw a pop culture character. Listen to me wax lyrical about the trivia behind it, and imbue a bit of alcohol. Oh, sorry, special soft drink. We're going to do our introductions really quickly, so I'm going to go in our typical clockwise fashion. So, wonderful Laura Smith, welcome back to the show.
Hi.
I'm being extraordinarily nice to you because you were being extraordinarily nice to me before the show went to air.
I'm nothing but kind to you.
I know. It's like my ego is just bursting out of my skull at the moment, so thank you very so kindly.
Success.
Next to her, we are finally going to reveal the identity of Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. It's Hugh McGowan.
Hello. I've got too much
He was
mess
very,
behind
very
me.
intelligent and not showing his face because he wanted to be a dentist when he was a child.
Yes.
After
I didn't
him,
want to clean
we
my room.
have Mr. Joe Rowe illustrates himself. How you doing, Justin?
I'm the square root of fantastic. Thank you very much.
Oh, marvelous. I don't know if that's more fantastic or less fantastic, but let's just
Honestly,
go with
failed at maths. Don't know that myself.
And coming to us live from what looks like Gotham City, it's Mr. Jonathan Saunders. Hello, Jonathan.
Pretty good. I wish it was Gotham. It's just very muggy, hot Darwin, where I'm streaming from.
Well, at least it's muggy and hot. It turned freezing here in Sydney yesterday, which is insane. But anyway. And finally, our roster is wonderfully filled out by Mr. Mike Nason. How are you, Mike?
I'm good. Can you hear me? I'm just testing my mic because I'm having some issues.
We can hear you, yeah. So thanks for joining us, mate.
Yes, it's all good,
All right,
buddy.
that's good to know.
Terrific. And for tonight's artistic muse, we have the character of Dazzler from Marvin's? Sometimes I learned to speak the English. We have Dazzler from Marvel's X-Men. I'll get it out eventually. I will speak the words. I shouldn't complicate myself by using, syllables. Yes, Dazzler. Part of the X-Men. Very interesting backstory. I'll go into that a little bit later. But she is our inspiration point tonight. Now, Sis, I'm going to make you do something here.
Okay, cool.
Dazzler was your choice. So why did you pick Dazzler for the team to be drawing tonight?
Do you really want to know?
Yes, I do.
I typed into Google what character would be interesting to talk about on a live stream show. It gave me 5 characters, and Dazzler seemed like the most interesting one.
If it works, it works.
What were the other 4?
That's seriously what I did. I read
Someone
the
was an
5.
expert.
What were the other 4?
I think Kerry said Dazzler as well, so it just went, okay, there you go. Dazzler it is.
Dazzler it is. Okay, great.
Oh, yeah, and also I think this played this played a part in it. The little Dazzler.
God, you got a Dazzler action figure.
Fantastic.
Yeah, with
Those
roller skates.
skates.
With the roller skates. Oh, wow.
That's the original Dazzler.
Alrighty. Well, to get a little bit of backstory about the character of Dazzler, I dug out my copy of Marvel, hang on, this is very Stan Lee. 5 fabulous decades of the world's greatest comics. To try and learn a little bit more about her and to find out like some of the history behind her and being created. Unfortunately, this book is freaking useless, so we're not using that. We're just going to Wikipedia. So, Dazzler is her alter ego, thank you, is Alison Blair, superheroine appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics, often in association with the X-Men. She first appeared in Uncanny X-Men number 130 back in 1980. And I hate that 1980 is a long time ago now, but anyway, we'll keep going.
We never speak
Now,
again.
now she's a mutant and the ability to convert sound vibrations into light and energy beams. So basically, if she sings, she can then make like fireworks, which, you know, that would really come in handy in a fight, I'm sure.
You want fireworks in your face? All right.
Hey, we do not kink shame on this show, Laura.
You're right. I take it back.
How do you think I lost my hair? Anyway.
From being told you're good all of the time.
All right. She was created more by a committee of Marvel staff rather than just one creator and one writer. But writer-editor Tom DeFalco and illustrator John Romita Jr. were part of that committee and had a lot to do with the creation of the character. Now, I'm going to go around and ask everybody if they know anything about the character. This might be a really quick spin, so we'll wait and we'll go from there before I start going into some of the more interesting aspects of the character's creation. So, going clockwise. Hi, Laura.
Well, look, when I got in here and asked who we were doing, and I was told Dazzler, I Googled her, and my response was, "Oh, pop star." That's my knowledge.
Well, thanks for joining. Always a pleasure. Moving right along. We have Hugh. Looks like he's drawing a logo at the moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw the roller skating version. It's very hard to draw someone roller skating, I just discovered. I didn't know who Dazzler was. I thought I will try, make an effort, and I found a graphic novel that was like a master collection or something. I had like all her runs. I got through the first 2 comics, like the origin, and yeah, I didn't really like make it clear what her powers were, but the opening like story prologue thing from one of the writers was she's sort of like Peter Parker in that she's a reluctant hero that just wanted to be a pop star, and she got this power, and then she felt like she had to, like she has that moral side that she feels she has to help, but she didn't really seek out the superhero life. But yeah, it was confusing what her powers were because she kind of just blinded everyone in the room, and they were like, "Oh wow, so bright." It's like, is that really helpful?
So basically, Dazzler has the same superpower as Johnny Walker.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Hugh.
Tropes.
We'll move on now to Justin. Justin, do you have any like stories or memories or clue as to who Dazzler is? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like my original first 20 issues that I bought when I was a kid. I love Dazzler. I think Dazzler's fantastic. I collect records and I love comics. They're my 2 things, and so Dazzler is the beautiful combination of the 2 of them. I love that in the comics that they like, you've got a new superhero who can turn sound into light. So you put her up against the Enchantress, Doctor Doom, and the Hulk just in her first couple of issues. my little known fact, or my fact that people seem to ignore about Dazzler, is that she was actually in the Dark Phoenix X-Men movie,
Yes.
very, very briefly, played by Halston Sage. You see her very briefly. I think they're having a party or something, and she's providing both light and sound entertainment because she's a human karaoke machine. That's her superpower. So why not? She's RGB lights and a squawker box all at the same time, which is absolutely perfect. My other thing that I dig about her at the moment was that there's a lot of talk about her entering the movies soon, and like there was a lot of images thrown around of Taylor Swift was going to turn up in the last Deadpool movie as her.
Yeah, I saw those.
And there was a lot of absolutely beautiful artwork made of Taylor Swift as her. My favorite thing at the moment is there's a band I really like called Cannons, and the lead singer of Cannons is exactly in my brain how she would look in real life. And she's come out and said on Instagram and TikTok and other places that she would be more than happy to play Alison Blair if they ever chose to do a live action movie.
They have roller skates in their film clips, Cannons.
Yeah, and even down to I think in their film clip for Hurricane, she plays sort of a cross between Storm and Emma Frost in it, and sort of does. She's a big comic fan, and she sort of does this hovering thing where she destroys everybody in the studio with a hurricane that she's created. So yeah, she's very into the superpower idea, and she's hot.
Yes.
Because
it's all
Other
about
than
the
that, I know
personality.
nothing about her.
Oh, okay.
No. Oh well.
I'm not going to need that trivia. So thank you, Justin.
Sorry.
No, that's perfect, mate. That's great. So yeah, moving on, Jonathan. You got to compete with that now.
Yeah, well, growing up born in the 80s, growing up in the 90s, as a rollerblade kid, fan of Mighty Ducks and all that, I kind of thought, obviously, roller skates were really lame, so I'm probably not the best person to talk about Dazzler. But maybe, I don't know, maybe in the 90s, Marvels did a relaunch where she had rollerblades. I don't know. Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting. I know of her because, she's just got, that very classic look, very, when I first saw her, I thought it was actually just like a, it was part of an adaptation of like Xanadu or something.
Oh. Yeah.
So maybe back in the day, they were, trying to get
favorite movie of every teenage boy in the 80s.
Exactly. Yeah, so Olivia Newton-John would have been perfect, for a live action Dazzler back in the day. But yeah, so that's my knowledge of Dazzler.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Olivia, unfortunately, wouldn't be very good as Dazzler nowadays because, she's dead. Moving on.
Never say never.
Hollywood would beg to differ.
Never say never. They brought back Christopher Lee for Rogue One. They can do anything they like.
No, that's
true. Yeah, they managed to bring back Carrie Fisher for what's its name. I'm sure they've dug up others. Look at the beginning of Deadpool Wolverine. They brought back Hugh Jackman. Hell, they even brought back Mel Gibson, and nobody ever thought they'd see him again. But we'll move on. And finally, Mr. Michael. I've already asked you how you're doing, sir, so I won't say that again. But do you have any knowledge of the character of Dazzler?
Don't have a lot of knowledge. I have memories of reading comic books with her in it, and I believe she was in X-Men somewhere in the late 80s, early 90s, if I'm correct, with a completely different costume. And I think she's had several costumes, 3 or 4 or something like that. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, more than that,
I remember the whole roller skating version from my childhood. Ah, yes, there you go. And I always thought that was pretty cool. And I didn't connect the two when I was reading the X-Men that it was that original character because she looked so different. And I also wonder now if the X-Men character, is it Boom Boom or something like that? If she isn't
Boom Boom,
bit of a copy because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing her throwing light around.
Jubilee.
And also Jubilee, that's the one. I remember the boom boom thing.
Oh, yes. Jubilee's the firework. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Kind of
never
like
understood her powers either.
yeah, she was Wolverine's sidekick for a while, I guess. But I'm pretty sure I remember seeing her on rollerblades, and so I'm wondering why that character seems so similar, if there was a connection. And then I also thought Gem. Do you guys remember Gem, the cartoon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Gem and the
I'm pretty
holograms.
sure maybe there was a connection there. You know, sometimes writers like to borrow ideas or whatever. There's a whole bunch of female characters that kind of they sing and dance, and they have light, and they have rollerblades, and even the face paint thing. So yeah, you got to wonder.
Yeah. I think Gem was more just rock and roll Barbie that
Sure.
based on a toy line from the 80s.
Yeah.
Like all the great cartoons from the 80s were based on toy lines.
I guess maybe it's the idea of appealing to a younger female audience. You know, the idea of being a star and all that kind of stuff. I guess these are just maybe things that they're trying to pick up on. You know, what they like and that kind of stuff.
It's very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Yeah. Cool.
Alrighty. Well, now that we found out what our guests do and don't know, might drop in a little bit of Dazzler's creation history, because it is like a seriously interesting story. Unlike most of the characters that were created for Marvel over the years, that people got paid to do and just came up with off the top of their head, Dazzler was conceived as a joint venture between Marvel Comics and Casablanca Records, which turned into Universal Music Group later on. Now, the idea was to create a comic character and superhero, and also actually have a real life version of that who was a singer and a performer. It's been lost to time about whose idea it was, whether it was Marvel's idea or if it was the record company's ideas. In 1986, Louise Simonson would say in an interview that Casablanca approached Marvel. However, Jim Shooter in 2011 would say that Marvel went to the records company because there was a band at the time called the Archies, which was based on Archie and like Jughead and the Riverwood Gang. Yeah, her original character's name was Disco Queen, and that would have lasted through the ages. And they had a lot of different ideas for her as well. I mean, at one point, she was going to be African American, and was going to be heavily based on the singer and actress Grace Jones, who was, the closest thing to a living Amazon we've ever seen. What else have we got here? So yeah, after a little while though, the crossover with an actual live performer was sort of dropped, but they'd already started putting the character in the comics, and they'd started her ongoing series. So yeah, they just went with there. But yeah, this was a very, very attempt at a corporate crossover. Rather than just coming up with a comic character and hoping it sells, they really had this whole sort of, I think what the kids call now synergy, to go through a whole bunch of different media. Failed miserably, and now they just have a character who runs around on roller skates.
I remember synergy. They used to come up in office meetings a lot.
Yeah, it's one of those words that wasn't a word, but everybody used it as a word when they didn't have the word.
Yeah, exactly. You said it perfectly.
Isn't there a character called Synergy as well?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wasn't that the name of a Terminator movie?
Yeah.
They spelt it funny too.
Oh, these people spell things funny.
That's it. Having a Y instead of an I is cool.
So it's cool.
So yeah, I mean, like, sorry, Justin, I'm going to say this. I've never really found the character of Dazzler very interesting, but I think her creation is like quite interesting. Admittedly, I don't think I've ever actually read a Dazzler comic. I've known about the character for years. I know she shows up a lot in different things. It's always as a cameo. She's never as a main character. As Justin was saying a minute ago, she was a character or more of a cameo in the Dark Phoenix movie. If you're interested in seeing that and you want to go out and see the Dark Phoenix movie, get a life. Seriously, go out and do something better. But she also had a very, very small cameo, I think, in a deleted scene for, was it Age of Apocalypse? No, it wasn't Age of Apocalypse. It would have been Age of Apocalypse or Apocalypse Now. Or I am Apocalypse in this movie, but I look like a Power Ranger villain, whatever it was called. They had some of the younger X-Men were hanging out in a mall. They went to a music store, and one of them was checking out one of Dazzler's LPs. So it's that level of let's throw Dazzler in here. Also, as Justin said, there was a lot of rumors going around that Taylor Swift was going to play Dazzler, because if they updated Dazzler to now, she essentially would just be Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
They might have to change her powers to like the power of football players, but she would look very, very much like Taylor Swift and perform very much like Taylor Swift nowadays. So,
I'd just like to say, Shannon, that you're wrong.
Really?
She is
I'm
interesting.
wrong?
Yeah, she's interesting because Google said so. So
Google said she's interesting to talk
Google
about.
knows. You must be wrong.
Aren't you
Google's
interested
right.
in listening to me talk about the character, even if I'm saying I'm not personally interested in the character? So, like, Google was right, and I'm also right.
So I think there is an argument to be made for the idea that it isn't the character so much as what's done with it that gives it its qualities.
Absolutely.
In other words, if you place it in a good story, you make it interesting, any character should work. That's the theory. Whether or not it works in practice, I guess, is another thing. But
no, I think that's absolutely correct, Mike. I'm going to piss Sis off of this one. He already knows about this about me, but he's forgotten. I'm not the biggest fan of the X-Men. I have grown to appreciate them over time. But yeah, I was never really a fan of the X-Men, and that probably colored my opinion of Dazzler as it was.
We can't.
I know. I'm sorry, Sis. I'm
At least not till the end of the show, anyway.
I must admit that I was really into the X-Men in the 80s, in the early 80s and through to the mid 80s, but as everybody turned into a mutant, I got less and less interested. I was I think the thing that reinvigorated my love of the X-Men more recently was the Inhumans versus X-Men story, where they just got rid of a whole pile of mutants. Every time they kill a pile of mutants, I'm like, yes, let's start with just 20 or 30. It's it just seems to be a thing where it's like and some of the mutant powers are so ridiculously stupid as well. Like Cypher, for example, the guy who could just read any language. Like, that's great. You're so interesting, Doug. That's why you're dead.
Ready.
But that makes him a valuable member of the team, doesn't it?
Well,
yes, because he can always translate the terms and conditions from Apple to everybody.
Even he can't do that.
Well, he's very good at blocking bullets from hitting hairy women. So there you go.
Right.
Yeah,
wow, that's a specific reference.
Yeah.
So occasionally you'll get a writer, I think, that sees these characters that are kind of one-dimensional, and they start to dig into the powers and expand them out and become a bit more creative with them. I can't think of any at the moment, but I'm sure they exist, where some second-rate character who can do something basic, gets expanded a bit, and that makes them a lot more interesting.
Well, actually, I'll use as an example of that, Mike, the character of Peacemaker.
Okay.
Like, who gave a flying F about Peacemaker 3 years ago?
Yeah,
right.
Like
So it
I
was,
think like Peacemaker was literally in like 5 books in 30 years before James Gunn stuck him in his Suicide Squad movie. I can say
Right.
that other phrase, but I can't say Suicide Squad.
yeah, I think people talked more about him as, you know, oh, he was the inspiration for the comedian more than him being a great character.
Yeah, like how boring a character are you when your greatest accomplishment is not being you?
Right.
Anyway, I have been
like that.
talking non-stop. There must be a little bit of like Red Bull in my lemonade tonight. So, Sis, we have a bunch of comments there we haven't gotten to yet.
Oh God, I haven't been watching. Yeah, sorry. Only thing
Somebody
I have
else
to
really-
do, and I wasn't doing it. I think I brought some of these up, but what the hell? Let's do them again.
Let's do them again. Greetings, Mr. Jeffrey. Now, Sean
Google
is back.
flagged up. I believe that's the hat. Yep, talking about
Oh,
the
that was
cold.
me commenting about how cold it is here.
Yep.
That's my book. Thank you. It's not a bad book. It's more about the behind the scenes rather than individual characters. But yeah, I needed a joke. Hi, Dave.
I'm not sure what that's referring to.
Imagine Dazzler with Black Canary. I think because we're talking about her powers and she can turn sound into light. So Black Canary like has the sonic scream. So imagine if Dazzler went up with Black Canary,
lasers,
bright light.
You could scream at her, and then she could do lasers. Wow, my brain didn't go there. We won't talk about where it went because there might be children watching. Justin says in Google, yes. I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, Rob, g'day, Rob. Evening. Nick May.
Jen used to say Showtime Synergy. Really?
I don't know. It's hard to tell with Nick May. He's
happened to Daredevil.
A troublemaker.
Oh, maybe we were talking about characters that were kind of obscure, and then all of a sudden, like they got very, very popular.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, that was kind of what happened when what's his name, Frank Miller took over.
Yeah. Well, Dazzler's coming back. I think that Marvel are intending on doing something with her soon because, let's face it, comics now are just a pamphlet for their movies and TV shows. And a new Dazzler comic, I think, came out today or this week. Like a brand new #1.
Oh, yeah.
I've got one that's got a beautiful cover by, what's his name, Kari Andrews on it. But yeah, they're pulling her back. They're bringing her back. She's new. She's hip. She's now. She doesn't have inline skates anymore, though. She's got wheelies. That's how cool she is.
Oh, God. How old is this comic?
I thought she was going to travel around on one of those hoverboard things.
I think that takes her more than the skates.
Her power is that she can make the battery explode and burn people's houses down. That's her new power.
Oh, so she's just a normal person then. Cool. Going in for the little guy.
She's an influencer, so one of her superpowers is just being really obnoxious in public.
One of her superpowers is buying far too many of the same water bottle.
Your timing on that joke was fantastic, Laura, because you said that and then immediately started drinking from your water bottle.
I'll have you know I only have one of these.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, all the other ones are different.
Yeah, don't look in my kitchen. They're different colors.
So that makes them different. I like that. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It keeps the drink different temperatures, so it's like really important that way.
I
Oh God.
you know, okay. I
Yes.
used to work in retail, and I had a gentleman who came in one time really angry because his thermal didn't keep things hot and cold. And I said, oh, well, that's unfortunate. How long do you leave it in there for? He said, well, I put the water in and I put the tea in, and then they were both just tepid. I'm like, you put them both in the same thing? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, Your name
People are
tell
telling
you
me-
this. Some people are not okay.
No, no. And they like to visit shopping centers. But remember, the customer is always right out of his mind. Anyway. Actually, the rest of that phrase, and here's something you don't need to know. The rest of that phrase is the customer is always right in matters of taste, which basically means if your taste is so freaking bad that you want to buy that damn thing, go right ahead.
It's like the cricket one. The man in white is always right, even when he's wrong. Don't fight him. Just accept it.
It's like, I look great in this. Sure you do.
Yeah. I thought that when I bought this thing. So yeah, I get that.
You look amazing in that.
It's got pink sleeves. It's got pink
Oh,
sleeves.
lovely.
Yeah, that's
I'm
a
jealous.
weird thing.
Oh, so Justin is cosplaying tonight as Gwenpool.
Not just tonight, every night.
You just have
It's not a phase, Mum.
My wife makes me wear it.
Sure.
Well, as I said to Laura, we don't kink shame on this show. Yes, and I really shouldn't comment on that excellent T-shirt you're wearing at the moment, Sis.
Oh yeah, you should. It's an excellent T-shirt. Woo! It is trans.
I mean, I bet the guy who created that spent a whole week on it.
Yeah,
At
he's
least.
pretty cool, except tonight. I don't like him tonight, but after the show, we'll be friends again. So it's.
I guess I dissed the X-Men. I am sorry. Yeah, if it makes you feel
I'll
better,
be
I have every
X-Zombie.
single X-Men movie they made on Blu-ray.
Oh.
Is that how you decided you didn't like it?
Well,
The price?
I didn't like it
Exposure.
because I got into comics in the 90s. And I've told this story before. Like, if you went into a comic book store in the 90s, like, and usually with comic book stores, like, their stuff was always set out by publisher. So there was, like, the Dark Horse section, there was a DC section, there was a Marvel section. You look at the DC section, they'd have a shelf that was Superman, they have a shelf that was Batman and Batman related. Vertigo was on the top shelf, the shit you didn't read was on the bottom shelf, and then there was like about 3 or 4 shelves of all the other stuff. If you looked at the Marvel section back in the 90s, there was a shelf that was Spider-Man, there was a shelf that is everything that is the MCU at the moment, and then there was like 9 shelves of X-Men comics. And there was, like, you would read Wizard magazine and every single article was either about the X-Men or alluding back to the X-Men or explaining why the comic you were reading was not as good as X-Men. It was just so much. It's like you kind of hated it on,
You were too cool for the X-Men.
I was too, yes. That's why I was hanging out in comic book stores in the 90s.
That's exactly why.
Because I was too cool to hang out with all those people in bars, clubs, and nightclubs.
Exactly. You heard it
It's-
here first, folks.
It's funny though, like the X-Men's growth. When you go back to like 1980 and look at like the comic awards in 1980, and that period, sort of 79 to maybe 83, in the comic awards, the best-selling comics were sort of flipped backwards and forwards between X-Men and Teen Titans. And then Teen Titans just seemed to dry up and the X-Men took off. And it's probably because of the popularity of Wolverine. Because it was like, this comic isn't selling anymore. What'll we do with it? Stick Wolverine in it.
Yeah.
He became bigger than like Captain America and Iron Man and all of those. Probably not so much Hulk and Spider-Man because they were still sort of the things that you slapped on a McDonald's toy. But Wolverine was certainly like if you wanted to sell a comic, you just stuck Wolverine on it. And then that just sort of accelerated out to everything else. I mean, even the Fantastic Four at one point were Wolverine, Ghost Rider, Hulk, and Spider-Man. Like,
I remember that.
I think it was only for like 3 issues or something, but still.
It was like a 4-issue miniseries within the Fantastic Four series. And they even revisited it about a year ago and did another sort of limited series of the other Fantastic Four, like the further adventures of the other Fantastic Four.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it was like you couldn't go anywhere without seeing. And then when you had the Image guys all leave, but I think, and Marvel sort of suffered greatly from that because they rode the back on the X-Men for so long. And thank God the X-Men 97, which was just called the X-Men cartoon, came out then, because that sort of pulled them back from being absolutely just disappearing down the toilet.
Yeah.
So,
like, I think that I do remember the movie coming out in 2000 and being very, very curious to wanting to go to see it. Like, I was sort of torn in between wanting it to be successful and wanting it to fail. I wanted it to fail just because I didn't like the X-Men at the time, but I wanted it to succeed because I wanted them to do a new Superman movie.
yeah.
God, that bit me in the ass, but anyway. But the X-Men movies is what made me come around and really start appreciating the X-Men as characters and concepts, because as a concept, it's fantastic. It really is. It's just like with anything that's been published continuously for so long, and especially, like I said, in the 90s, there were so many books about it. That message and that core concept fell away a lot. And after the movie came out and there were some other stories coming out in the X-Men, they brought that back a lot. So, yeah. So, yeah, I do have an appreciation for the X-Men now. They're not one of my favorite things on earth still, but I think they're really, like, that core concept I love. And I really think that's something that they should lean into if they're going to bring the X-Men into the movies. Yeah, fingers crossed. And if they do some sort of multiverse thing and just like, hey, look, we brought the X-Men from the other movies across, they've ruined it.
Yeah, start from scratch, please. Get rid of the multiverse rubbish and just start from scratch. All new cast, start at the beginning, get us all some all new younger people so we can get 10 or 15 years out of them.
Doing so well. And I'm so excited for the Avengers Phase 12. Is that what we're up to? Man, I love the Avengers. Oh my God.
You were talking in tongues there. I thought we were going to have to call a priest.
But do you know, it's funny. I haven't been very keen for much Marvel product recently, other than I think I'm the guy that likes the She-Hulk TV series. I think it's just me.
No, I like it.
Yeah, I think it's one of the few times that they actually nailed the character, even down to the talking to the reader like she does in the comics. I think they absolutely nailed it. But I have to admit, I watched that Thunderbolts trailer, and for the first time since Endgame, I think a little tiny bit of wee came out.
So you're saying I'm going to have to watch that trailer, okay?
I mean, it could be that like I'm almost 55, or it could be that I was like, yeah, this looks more like it.
Shannon, what do you have to look forward to?
Yeah, comics. When your passion like creates your need for a pair of Depends. But anyway.
Don.
Greetings, Mr. Don. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Oh, this is a name I haven't seen before.
Promiscuous Time Traveler.
Hello.
Comics.
I haven't seen your name before. Don't forget to subscribe.
What a great name for a comic.
Just saying. Yeah.
I think it's because you're nearly 55, Justin.
Thank you, Stuart. I'm well aware. I can feel it in my knees. Thank you. He can talk. He turned 55 last week, so he can shut up.
Well, then that's how he knows.
Yeah.
He type a response when his arthritis is
A little
playing.
bit of weed. Oh, shit. I'm 55.
Oh, man. All these young whippersnappers giving us a hard time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps you on your toes.
Oh, no, hang on. I got to go yell at some kids on my lawn.
Yeah, I can't, Laura. I can't be on my toes because my gout hurts so bad. So
yeah, but if you get off your toes, you'll never get back on them again. We're doing our civic duty.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I think it does make me feel better that there's someone on the show that's older than me. But anyway,
I'm just gonna love this comment for a second. Thank you. That's the captain of the ship, me. Love that you've subscribed.
And 4 a.m. sounds like a great time.
Mm-hmm.
You've got this.
That's like nearly bedtime.
Almost. Gotta have a
Almost.
nightcap.
You can tell Scissors is like creative. When do you do your best work? When most other people are asleep?
Yeah.
Artists and serial killers, we're always up late. And unless you're absolutely sure which one you're talking to, run.
One of my workmates gets up at 4 a.m. so that he can go to the gym. And he didn't believe me that I'm normally just still awake. So he messaged me and he's like, "You're not awake." I'm like, "Oh, good morning. Don't die at the gym."
I do remember in my 20s one time I'd just gotten home and it was very, very early in the morning. And my dad was always an early riser. And we passed each other in the hallway. And he looks at me with this disparaging look and goes, "Morning." And I look at him and just go, "Night."
I remember one Sunday night, or should I say Monday morning, I got home at what I thought was a decent hour and crawled into bed. And as I slid into bed, my alarm to get up to go to work went off. So I got up, had a shower, got onto the train, and walked into work. And my wife, this crazy old Dutch guy, I walk into work, and he just goes, "You look very sick. Go home." And I was like, "Yes, boss, whatever you say." And I was out of there.
I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
I do remember having moments in my late 20s and early 30s where you just think to yourself, "You know what? I'm not going to go to bed. I'll just go to work without sleeping. I'll be fine."
I've done
That never led to me getting fired.
Not even one time. I can't see any evidence of it.
Oh, man. Oh, and by the way, if anybody's wondering, yes, I am still looking for a job. But anyway, with a resume like that, how can I lose?
Actually, if I could, I'd like to show one of the Dazzler covers that I think is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
please do. Hang on. We'll
There
bring
was
you
a-
up.
There was a period
There you
when, oh Jesus,
Oh,
there's
we're
a
fighting over
oh, no,
it.
you can see all of the crap behind me. There was a period where Marvel were doing a whole pile of like, I guess before cosplay was big, they were doing cosplay covers, and so they came up with the concept of doing some photo covers, and I guess that they were photoshopped and stuff like that. So this was like one of the early, if I can get it without the light on it, yeah, sort of they did this amazing photo, and like they sort of cheaped out on the costume a little bit. It's not silver, and she's not on skates and all the rest of it. But there was I think they did a.
Big.
I'm out.
I think there was a I think they did a Spider-Woman one that was a sort of a cosplay one as well, and some other stuff like that.
Yeah, I have
but
seen
yeah, they
that
just
image before.
Yeah, it's an amazing image. It looks really cool.
Yeah. What do you know?
There's some
roughly
good
what year that was made?
Bill Sienkiewicz covers as well, I think.
Yeah, actually, I've got those here if you want to see them.
Okay, hang on. I'll put you back up. Oh shit! Where am I typing?
So there's that one there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
This one, which is spectacular. That is just stunning. I really like this one because they've done it actually as a record cover.
Oh,
Right.
cool.
I think that was the cover that they replicated in when they showed it in the film. It was very similar to that.
That one?
Yeah.
It does make sense. It's an awesome cover. Just mishandle my comics now.
I saw nothing. It's all good.
Just out of
Yeah,
curiosity,
it's all
exactly which mic are you talking into?
Me?
Yeah, because you've got two of them. So
Yeah,
we don't
this
want
one's not. This one's in, but it's muted, so I'm using this one.
Excellent. That's a good mic, actually. It looks really impressive.
It's yeah. I use it for. I stream video games 6 days a week, so that's my mic for that. I'm currently doing Spider-Man.
And your mum said that would never lead to anything.
Yeah. Well, Shannon, I'm not working either, so yeah.
Yeah, you are.
That's work.
6 days a week.
Yeah.
Well,
that's work.
I did finally finish the plot for my first comic. So as I told you the other day, Sis, so I'm
Yeah,
starting
cool.
thumbnails tomorrow, so that's a little bit
At the
exciting.
same time, I lost my plot.
Yeah. I saw that you mentioned that on your Instagram, Justin. So congratulations, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, it was my problem is I tend to procrastinate because there's too many ideas and I didn't know where to channel it. So I sort of sat down and wrote down what I actually knew about all of the characters that I'd created. And the one that I knew the most about seemed to be the one that was the best idea to go for.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
So, but you
I have
can...
the same. Yeah, I have the same problem when I'm writing because I like writing screenplays, and I got a whole bunch like just in the works. But you'll have an idea for one. Like the best way to work on a screenplay is to be working on a different one because you'll have all these great ideas for this other one. You probably get this. Everybody probably gets the similar sort of thing when they're working on comics. So it's just every now and then you just get to this point of like, you know what? I want to finish this one. This is interesting me at the moment. Hi, Jonas. Have we missed out on some comments, Sis?
No. Well, we have, but I'm ignoring them because it's just Nick and Stu talking to each other. So we don't need to see that shit. I mean,
No.
stuff.
This is not Snapchat.
Fuck, I swore.
You can tell from the lack of photos.
It's true. Also, I'm glad that no one's sitting at home trying to swipe right on any of us.
Sis who? Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I'm here for all the swipe rights. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't respond. I just need it for my ego.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You think I answer? Ugh.
Treat them mean, keep them keen, Laura. Anyway,
Exactly.
our promiscuous time traveler, and I still love that name. That's my second favorite name. My first favorite name was Five Goblins in a Trench Coat, but promiscuous time traveler is great. He says, feels I have about 5 projects currently open and unfinished. And all I can say is like, we got to get those numbers up, boy.
Yeah.
Like 5,
that's not
come
enough.
on, you're not working hard enough. Let's go. Someone just said language, which, yeah, I wish I could actually speak a language, but, you know.
All you
What
fancy
is
people that can call English your first language. You're so
As I often say, English is my second language. I never developed a first. And I'm going to keep using that joke until someone laughs at it. So,
Well, you got it. I did it. I thought that was
Sorry,
good.
you laughed. I laughed after him. I don't know if I was laughing at your joke or at Justin. It's hard to tell.
I was laughing at the pain of how true it is.
okay. We're at the 47-minute mark. Wow, that flew. Mr. Sis, do we have any artwork? Maybe not of our current people. Do we have any artwork that we can show?
We do. I didn't do my usual plug of the show, so that's probably diminished the amount of art, unfortunately. So I will
the show.
sit
Plug
in the
the
corner. And yeah, sorry about that, everyone. But first, someone sent in a Hulk picture from last week late. And what we always do when someone sends in a picture after the show is finished, we show it the next week.
Oh, sorry.
Well, we mocked them in the after party. No offense. I don't know how to pronounce that. Hulk
Oh, cool.
Nice.
by
Oh, wow.
Jayton Rad? I don't know. Sorry, dude. I just butchered your name, I'm sure. Actually, I shouldn't
so
presume that
cool.
it's a dude.
That's
a
cool.
bit racist.
That's really great.
That's an awesome Hulk. And it arrived just as the show closed. So,
Oh,
Yeah, we
But anyway,
still appreciate you.
Dazzler.
So that works great.
yeah. So we're here for Dazzler. So if anyone sends in their Dazzlers late, we'll show them to her next week with Venom. Yes, that's right. Venom's next week. Just in case someone thought, got confused. Just saying.
oh, well, that would be
Not
embarrassing.
pointing at anyone. Not pointing at anyone.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah. It's a good
Dave
thing
Rose,
nobody's actually
77.
pointing at themselves or anything.
Hey.
It's Dazzle the pop figure.
turning bubblegum into light. Cool.
Ew.
And Davo 77 Being
Roger, David
a new trend, he's done 2 again.
Overachiever. That's
Totally
nice.
different styles as well, so I'm loving that.
Love the snake
Sure.
armband. That's cool.
And
She's got
I
a very
love this.
Kiss sort of style with her face paint.
Yeah. Now his daughter sent in this one,
Nice.
and because
awesome.
I butchered her name last time she did, she's actually sent in how to pronounce it. Kiana. There we go.
Kiana.
Can you see that, Shannon? What she did?
I can see the art. I can't see her name.
Oh, okay.
I might be in the
as an
wrong.
admin, you should be able to see the. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Ruin it for me. Dushan, who was one of the people who was meant to be on tonight, but he had emergency come up. He still drew this.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
What the freaking hell? Sorry, can't
Very
come in,
nice.
but I still drew this while I was at the hospital. What the hell?
Oh, great. He's injured and he's drawing better than I ever could. Thank you, mate.
And then
Yeah, I whipped this up after they cut my arm off. I hope
But yeah,
whatever drugs they're giving you, ask for a doggy bag.
Yeah.
Yep. Damn sure.
Send them in.
No, that's amazing artwork, by the way.
Yeah, that is
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a different style than Duchenne normally draws too, but we won't go into that. Dan May, a regular to all the shows, be them off week or on weeks. Has sent in some art.
Cool.
Dazzler.
Isn't it funny how most people are remembering like the original outfit rather than the Olivia Newton-John Let's Get Physical outfit that she ended up with much later and in the X-Men cartoon and stuff like that?
Yeah, I was going to notice it too. But oh, that's funny. These sorted themselves out on their own. After Dan May is his brother, Nick May. He also has gone for the roller skate version.
That's it. You can't beat the roller skates.
I love that hair.
It's the most iconic version of the character because in the other versions, it's just more of the same. If you know what I'm saying, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's not the coolest from a powers perspective and all that kind of stuff, I think it would be like changing Nightcrawler to something completely different. Once you establish a character, I think it probably sticks for people.
That Farrah Fawcett flick on that hair is amazing.
So good.
Yes.
Although it does remind me of a little bit of Jim Carrey in Pet Detective 2.
Oh no. And none of you guys seem to have sent me anything electronically. So the last one we've got is from Phoebe Nash. And she has done yes, that's pretty cool. Disco ball and everything.
Ooh.
Freaking awesome.
I love it.
Oh, good. It looks
Thank
like
you,
she's
Phoebe.
about to go with Dorothy down the yellow brick road.
We've got comments. Let's see if it's internal. Oh, I need spreadsheets to keep track of my unfinished projects. That's more like it.
I like that it's spreadsheets, implying that there's multiple sheets. You need a spreadsheet for your spreadsheets.
And we've got really good. I'm hoping that's for the art. Can't be talking about us. None of us.
No, it's
good
not my comedy.
Love her skates. I'm not sure which picture that was. Oh, and they look like disco balls.
I think I know which one that was. I can't remember who did it, but yeah, one of them had fantastic skates on, and they did look like disco balls. So yeah.
Okay.
It was fun. Many years ago. Many years ago, I did some commercial art for the Sydney Roller Derby League. They were having a Rocky Horror Picture Show night, and it was the first time I'd ever had to draw roller skates. And that was probably 20 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. And I decided to practice drawing roller skates again today for tonight, and then decided, no, I'm just not going to show a feat because I could not do it. I was I could not get the skates thing back.
Hey,
So-
Rob Liefeld made a career out of that, so you're in good company.
I can't draw
really
triangles
surreal.
either.
You can't
So
draw
where's
triangles.
squares? Cover the boots with wheels. It's all good.
Just like suddenly realizing you don't know how something looks when you're trying to draw it. Like you see birds
horse.
every day. Draw a bird and make it look like a real bird.
Yeah.
Go on,
Hmm.
do it. Like I know what roller skates look like. I didn't even try drawing them.
Laura, it's like medieval cats when you see medieval artwork and the cats that are in them and they've got human faces.
Or
And it's
babies.
like, yeah. It's like, is this what they look like? Or like, did they evolve differently or something? Like,
Yeah, they definitely evolved out of those faces. That's the
Yeah.
natural state of a cat.
Yeah, there was a lot of shapeshifters back then, and they kept on painting them
yeah.
halfway
They
through their
change, yeah.
change. That's why back then, like you saw a lot of blurred hands in photos because they moved while they were making the painting.
Meanwhile, horses just had their legs spread apart as they were running.
Jeffrey says, really good presenters tonight. Thank you, mate. I'm going to take that one personally. I love X-Men, but I don't know much about Daz.
Nice.
There's plenty of info out there, dude. So go check it out, track it down,
Ooh.
or just
And
ask
speaking of
Justin.
Justin, you got a fan.
Dude, go and get go and get the comics now while they're only 50 or 60 cents each before they go up in price. That's the secret, because nobody
That's your
wants them.
retirement fund right there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine when it gets to 70 cents? My God.
Oh,
That's when we'll retire.
what an age we live in.
I know. Use that as a deposit on a house.
Only one house, you can get at least 3 out of that.
Exactly. Well, where I'm living now, I could.
Not where I'm living. There was an auction here the other day, and just like that.
Yeah, it's
really?
crazy.
You're paying that much for that house? Okay.
Yeah, that's what we got out of Sydney, Shannon. That's exactly what we got out of Sydney.
Well, I live in the rather far southwest, like any further out, and I'm not on the train line anymore. And I keep saying to people, like, this is as close to Sydney as I could afford.
Yeah.
Mm.
The phrase "so far out you wouldn't be on the train line anymore" just doesn't compute with me as someone from South Australia. We have like 3.
Well, it's the town that I live in. We have 3 trains a day. There's about 120 coal trains, but 3 trains actually leave our train station. I think our station master goes home in between trains.
Smart. He could almost work from home.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Justin
he took the
sent
train
me
home
his-
one day, and his wife made him take it back. But anyway.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, who's that?
Ooh,
That's Justin's.
damn boy.
Oh yeah, there's your name of the boat. That's nice, mate.
Thank you.
Excellent. Very excellent.
Yes, we can really get a good onset of her powers.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, dear. Don't worry, Shannon. I knew where you're going. That's where
Just
I
my
am
eyes,
tonight.
mate, just
and
my
it's
eyes.
really bad that my brain just keeps going there. It's bad.
And Shannon, I
Right.
reduced it about 5 times too, to be quite honest.
Actually, I think this is so ridiculous, but I think it's a sign of a male artist. His art is improving when his female character's boobs get smaller. You see young men when they start drawing comics and all the rest of it. It is a toothpick that looks like a Chupa Chup with the that slid down the pole. They're huge, but as they get better at art, they can actually draw smaller boobs and make them look better. So if the boobs on your drawing are getting smaller, you're getting
After
better.
a while.
Keep going.
Good theory. I love that.
After a while, you don't have to hold yourself up on the rack.
The rack. I like it.
Rack.
The town I grew up in, you had to flag down the train, and if you were on it, you had to ask the guard to stop, or they go straight through.
Oh wow!
Wow. I know that
Yeah,
You
there's
don't want
Sean
to sleep on
wins.
that train.
there's a hiking track in Wyong, which is near Gosford, New South Wales. And if you get to the train station in the middle of this hiking track, it's literally just a piece of concrete with a light switch on it. And to get the train to stop, you turn the light switch on. So when the train comes around the corner, it sees the light on and it knows to slow down. And the train driver actually has to get out and turn the light switch off before he gets back on the train to continue, because otherwise the next train will stop.
How many
Wow.
teenagers just turn the switch on and then
Oh,
bolt?
it is a day and a half hike to get there. So it would be a fun trick, but you wouldn't be getting back anyway. So
Fair.
it'll be, haha, this will learn them. Oh, no, we can't get home. We better catch that train.
I just want to like just picturing one like dedicated teenage anarchist just marching for days along that path, going, "This is going to be hilarious."
This will learn them.
That's so cool.
Just hiding in the bush as the guy gets out, turns the light out, gets back on, train starts up. That's hilarious.
I'd like to read his online manifesto of the train light turner honorer.
Yeah,
Oh,
down with the system, but also I love nature.
They'll never know it was me.
Mm. Okay. So, Sears, once again, I'm going to ask you, are we going roughly to plan? Because I feel like I've taken things way off the rails just to keep the train metaphor going.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
going to say,
right.
nicely done there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Um,
Don't
we
expect
are-
quality like that every night.
I was going to say, I'm going to expect this every 4 weeks.
Good, I got that long to write jokes.
And you'll do it in the 5 minutes before we start.
Stop giving away my technique, Laura.
That was cold, Laura. I loved it.
Well, we have.
Laura,
Rob
do you go to
O'Connor
puppet
art.
shows and yell out, "There's a man behind the curtain"?
No, I got a puppet shows and there's a puppet on your hand.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. What's this? Muppets After Dark. Anyway.
Meet the Feebles.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
yes,
crazy
classic.
show.
Man,
Just
I
to go
think
off
I'm
track
gonna need
here.
a lay down after this.
Yeah. We've got Rob O'Connor just sent a picture in. So he's really
Yeah.
testing the show here with his coloured paper, which is always impressive.
Oh,
That-
wow.
There we go.
Very good.
That's one of the covers.
I think I recognize the influence for that drawing. I can't
Who?
place it though.
I
The
can.
Dazzler.
Most of the other drawings on that have been on tonight.
Oh.
No?
Isn't
Oh,
it?
No, that
What's that?
specific pose. It looks familiar.
It reminds
okay.
me of Tana on the cover of Heavy Metal, the poster
No,
for Heavy Metal
it's
movie.
that one musical with the president, Hamilton.
I think that was that panel she was first in.
Yeah, that might be right, actually. Yeah, I think you are right.
Oh.
Nathan might be right. Apparently, we're having too much fun.
Sorry.
Well, that's
Sorry.
what Drink and Draw is supposed to be all about.
Yeah, exactly. You tell them.
If you
We're
want,
nothing
it's
but
politics.
serious over here.
Yeah, you tell them, you non-X-Men liking bastard. Oh, we got
Drinking, not enough
recently
scoring.
moved from or to Darwin. From Darwin. Only train in Darwin goes to Adelaide. What?
Yes, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's one of
there's
our
only
3
one.
trains in Adelaide.
That's it. There's only one train, and it goes straight to Adelaide.
Wow.
Wow.
Wouldn't wanna
So
catch
you're
that
in
way.
Darwin. You're already being punished, and then the only place you can go is Adelaide. What the
Oh
hell?
yeah, that's right. Exactly, and it gets better if you're driving to work from Palmerston. Depending on the day and what time you go, you get stopped by the same train twice. It's because it circles around.
Oh, man, yeah. I went to Adelaide once, but it was closed, so I came home.
Oh, you came
No, it
on
wasn't.
Sunday, did you?
It wasn't closed. That's just what it's like.
Yes. Which do you want to visit in Adelaide? The churches or the serial killers?
Yes. Still the same place.
I lived there for a total of 1 week once.
Are you okay?
No.
You would
Just
have
be
fit
thrilled
right
you
in
made it out.
then.
You'd have fit right in then.
Ooh. Interesting.
Oh, our promiscuous time traveler is back, and he's going to annoy the crap out of Sis with this one. Not gonna lie, not an X-Men fan.
Doodle-doodle-doo-doo-doo.
You're lucky you're a subscriber, or I'd be upset.
So the intro is going to be Shannon and promiscuous time traveler doesn't even like X-Men. Here's an X-Men character.
Oh, we've got someone asking what we're drawing. You're paying attention.
What's everyone
Maybe
drawing? I
it's
didn't know it was
not
on.
Didn't know it was on.
It's Venom, right?
It's on every single Friday. It's like we're all here. Friday, 8:30. Welcome to the drink and draw. Sometimes it's my face, sometimes it's other faces. It's always his face.
We're drawing
Yeah.
the karaoke lady from X-Men.
That's right.
The only thing I like about the X-Men is the cartoon theme song and the Capcom game.
The one that was stolen from the Dutch cop drama.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you look up the X-Men theme song, they ripped it off almost note for note from an 80s cop drama from Holland or the Netherlands or whatever, somewhere in that part of the world.
Oh, I'm going to have to look that up after.
But because it's 80s, it doesn't sound exactly the same. It's a little bit more synthy, but it's a little bit more Tears for Fears.
I would have preferred a little bit more Flock of Seagulls, but anyway.
Can't get everything you want.
Good. We've got another piece of art coming in. I'll just upload it. You guys talk among yourselves.
That's it.
As opposed to what we've been doing so far.
Yeah, exactly.
How would everybody say they're going with their artwork? We'll start with you again, Laura. How are you going?
Well, it's only got the undersketch on the face, and she just looks like a really dissatisfied man. Just change to my screen.
Okay. I'm gonna
Oh,
bring
yes.
Does she have a goatee?
So dissatisfied.
She really does. Although you did capture the Taylor Swiftness of it. So
Yeah. There you go. You can have a full body.
No, that's awesome.
But yeah. Very
Gambit.
dissatisfied man.
That's a good name for a superhero. The New Adventures of Dissatisfied Man.
Yeah. Oh, yes. He's dissatisfied with the outcome of every fight, even when he wins.
It'd be good to be like, we're robbing this bank. You're not doing it very well, though, are you?
he's got a sidekick called "Can I speak to the manager?"
Has a Karen haircut.
It's the powers of live, laugh, love.
Oh.
Join us next week for more inconclusive action.
Hang on, I'm just going to write all of this down. Just give me a second.
Don't worry, it's being
I
recorded.
think Justin has changed his mind about which comic he's going to be
I'm
creating.
going to throw this plot away and start from scratch.
We're going to get so many
Okay,
reviews,
so-
it would just be Justin watching for the jokes.
Let's bring us some art. 'Cause that's what I do.
That's it.
Oh,
Yes.
so good.
Jonathan.
Yes, since I said I didn't know much about Dazzler apart from the skates, I decided to have some fun with it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
That's kind of great.
And I would have played the shit out of that game when that came out.
Would have borrowed the hell out of that from the video store.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's
Could've
brilliant.
kept Blockbuster alive.
Nothing could have kept
Video
Blockbuster
2000s.
alive.
Well, if they had bought Netflix when they got offered to do it, they might still be around. But yeah.
That's it.
It's okay, promiscuous time traveler. We don't take anything seriously. So, okay,
We're serious about comics, but that's about it.
Yeah,
How's that
got
for a
two
plug, Sis?
people.
Deadly
We've got two
serious.
people who hasn't given us art. Everyone else has. Should we pick on them?
Yes.
You would never.
Should I send mine?
Oh, you mean specifically? No.
Yeah, I was being. Yeah, they're on either side of the screen. No, the other way around.
Who haven't we seen the artwork of? We saw.
We haven't seen
Laura's-
Mike. We haven't seen Hughes.
You. What do we
He's
got?
sending it right now, actually, from what I'm
Email
looking
it
at
to us?
in the screen.
I will
Okay.
just messenger
We're looking
it.
at your screen too, so clear out your website, your browser's information.
It's too much.
Boom, chicka, wah.
I brought it up for drawing reference, Mum. I swear.
Throw the whole computer out.
I've been told that we don't kink shame here, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I just messaged it to you, Sis.
Yep, got it. Thank you very much, sir. And it's downloading. Yep, cool. And
See, that's the wonderful thing about modern technology is the efficiency.
yes, everything so far. Oh, hang on. I've got to actually bring it up as well, not just upload it.
Ooh,
Oh, that's cool.
hell
I
yeah.
love
Mm.
the what's the
Oh, cool.
motion, the movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of printing it and inking it, so I thought I'd try and do some light lines or something.
So you do your artwork, like you do your initial sketch on the computer and then print it to ink?
I haven't before, but that's the sort of way I've been thinking of doing it.
Oh, okay.
Makes
No, I'm
sense.
always
think-
interested in people's working styles.
I think David Yardin does that, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So I screw up my sketches on physical all the time.
David Young, Aussie creator?
Yeah, he X-Men stuff.
Shorter guy with dark hair, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's pretty short hair.
Yeah, he was working on what was the name of the book? It was an X-Men book he was working on for Marvel for a while.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right?
That one
No,
was
I
a
just-
superhero, wasn't it?
If it's who I'm thinking of, I used to work with
Going
him
with the
at
powers.
Apple in the Sydney, in the city.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
I
back
think
in the
he's
day
definitely
before.
done some X-Men.
Yeah. So, Mike, we're waiting on yours at the moment.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'll share my screen. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, you're going to share your
Technology.
screen. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody has gotten praise. I don't want you to miss out.
Oh,
Mhm.
thank you.
I haven't got praise. What are you talking about?
You're doing a great job, Sis. We love you.
Oh,
Hey,
thanks.
Sis. We
Okay.
appreciate
Right.
you. Hi, Sis.
That's all it takes to get rid of him. We should have said that earlier.
We finally figured it out.
Cheat code.
Oh, he's back, guys. Shh.
Good thing he didn't hear anything that we said when he was gone.
That would
Oh,
have been
no,
really
no.
embarrassing.
Not a thing.
Not
I haven't
even
heard most of the
talking.
show. I haven't really been watching. Was it a good
Have you
night?
been here?
Yeah. Yeah, he's just got this replica. It's kind of like that singing bass that you used to have on the wall that would sing, "Don't worry, be happy."
Yeah. So if they don't sing, I just react to noise and move slightly.
You can
No,
share my screen if you want.
I'm sorry, joke came in my head. Not appropriate. Not doing it anyway.
Oh, okay.
Weekend it.
What was Scene saying?
My brain didn't go there. Oh, sorry. Yep. I have got it. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Just a sketch. I was going to do the original costume, which is why she's sitting down there messing around with her skates, and that's probably why she shouldn't wear skates. Then I thought I'd do the modern costume, and then I was going to do another one, but that ended up with skates on it as well for some reason.
Oh.
But
Well,
Yeah.
there is a new one with skates.
oh, okay, all right. I should have put this one. This one should have had the inline skates or whatever it's called.
Rollerblades.
Yeah, that's one.
See, I'm one of the cool kids.
Yeah.
You're cool. You're
My mum said
Roller
so.
blah. See, I'm not one of the cool kids.
not with that attitude. Go hang out in a comic book store, then you'll be cool.
I used to go in there and throw all my money at them.
Mm.
I had one job for comics and one job for rent and food.
I had one good job for comics and one and mum and dad for rent and food. So you know, it worked out.
Cool. And I will press this button, put it back to all of us.
There we go.
We've been having a very jolly night.
Surprised Shaden hasn't sent one. Is there?
Yeah, actually, any excuse to draw rollerblades or skates. She likes to draw both.
Give it time. She might get one in under the wire.
Maybe I didn't tell her.
Dun, dun,
Maybe it's my
dun.
fault. Oh, Sis is fired. Sis won't be on next week's show. Just saying. I've been fired.
I think my
No,
camera's
wait,
just
stay,
flat.
please.
I'll be back in 4. I'll be back in 4 because the man who I hate next to me, I'll like him
Good.
again after the show, so I want to join him next week.
We'll hold you to
That's
that.
the way you really feel about me. I just don't want to be here.
Oh, that's how yours works. Cool. The eject button.
We've had so much storming off screen today. Oh my gosh.
And it's in sequence, so Laura, it's your turn.
No reason given. I just follow instructions.
I hate it when people tell me what to do.
How dare you?
God. I have to go and ruin a child's puppet show now.
It's harder to ruin an adult's one.
Oh
I'll
no,
leave that alone.
it can be done.
I said harder, not impossible.
Oh, you. Sorry, I
So,
didn't see.
Sis, now that we've like,
Oh, it's just
seen
my
all the
camera went
artwork
flat.
Everyone's done. Cool.
Oh, is that why you're frozen?
Yeah, I'm not just that very still. I'm just my camera went flat.
Thought we were seeing your superpower.
It's his version of storming off. That's it.
Yes. In order. Well done, man. That's all.
Justin, it'd be really great if you stormed us so hard you wound up in Jonathan's screen.
That's it.
Okay, you ready?
That's it.
Says quick, switch them round.
Jonathan, just hold up a bowling ball and pretend it's me.
That's it.
Nice.
Okay, I'm putting Justin back where he was. I didn't know you could actually swap people's positions.
Oh yeah, you can go crazy.
Oh, this is fun. I could play chess now. This is great.
Bag's been the rule.
Dibs being the rook.
Oh,
But,
Don't worry, there's 2 rooks on each side.
well, Laura, as our token female guest, person, you're going to have to be the queen.
I am dramatic.
it's the most powerful piece on the board.
There is that. And well, yeah. And you can make more of me, so it's fine.
I'm not touching that.
Oh my god, that's not what I meant.
Somebody said it. Yeah.
I'm glad we went there.
Me.
I'm so glad we went there.
I'm just going to turn my mic off for us.
Oh dear. I think we might have lost you.
So it sounds
I'm
like
so
everybody
surprised.
just had a little bit too much sugar in their drinks tonight.
Wasn't sugar.
It was
I was
Wow.
being family friendly.
It was hops.
Sis, we want to see if our wonderful guests have anything that they would like to plug, or am I doing that
Oh
early?
yeah, we should do that. Yeah. Hang on, I'll just message Hugh and say if he wants anything from
I'm still here. I just don't have a camera.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's why I was like, oh, you can switch to my app if you want in Photoshop. But yeah,
Yeah, that takes up the whole screen when I do that.
yeah,
He's become a throbbing alien instead. That's amazing.
yeah. That's my YouTube emoji.
I can't be disappointed because I started it. So I just I've done wrong tonight.
You're doing great.
Oh, hang on.
This is so much fun. This is so much fun. I'm getting depressed.
Who wants to promote themselves? Because you don't all have to. Because if you've got nothing to promote, that's probably the easiest way around is to just say no. Because
If anyone hasn't looked at my Instagram, you can see it there. Mike Nason Comic Art.
so it's very easy to see your writing. Then.
If I'm doing anything, I'll post it there. So.
Oh, cool.
And one day I'll get all these comics drink and draw things finished and post them there as well as sending them in. One day.
Awesome. One day.
Yeah.
We sit with bated breath, Mr. Mike.
Great.
You said Monday, right? Monday? Yeah.
I heard Monday. I didn't hear which Monday though.
That's right.
There's lots of
Exactly.
Mondays.
That's it.
The nebulous
A Monday.
Yes.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get
Yeah.
you.
It'll happen on a day ending with Y.
Well, we can go backwards
promises,
now.
Promises.
Go backwards. Jonathan, have you got anything you want to plug?
Visit my Instagram, of course, for arts. Hopefully I'll put some new, I will put some new arts, which is great about the drink and draw. And also go to Wild North Comics if you want to see, my comic book series, 0 Point Origins, which you can purchase there, but also, other great comics created not only here, they're created here in the Northern Territory, not only by NT artists and writers, but also writers and artists across Australia and hopefully some, around the world. So, head to wildnorthcomics.com and my Instagram, which you can see on the link there.
Nice. Thank you very much, Jonathan. We just got late art in because Alex sent it to a program I don't have open during this show.
Oh, I figured it out.
Classic Alex. Sorry, Alex. When we're not doing the
amazing.
on week.
He's so
Awesome.
cute.
Oh, that's so adorable.
That's amazing.
Alex says he only had 5 minutes, so that's the best he could do.
Oh,
I hate you, Alex.
you sick
I
of
wish
him.
I could.
So rude.
Oh dear.
Next time, put some time in it. It might actually have a little bit of a quality to it, Alex.
Your jealousy.
right.
Your jealousy is showing.
I usually hide it under my hat.
Oh yes, for Alex. For you, buddy. Sketch party. I have no idea when it's on. Sorry, dude. Sorry, when?
Next Wednesday.
Oh, Sydney next Wednesday. Cool. Yeah. So plug
There you
that for Alex. That sounds like a lot of fun for anyone in Sydney.
What is it? What's sketch party?
I believe it's like this, but in real life and with real alcohol. So
You have to leave your house.
Real
you have to leave
life.
your house. I'm sorry to say, you've got to leave your house because it's all in person. I could be wrong about the alcohol. I just assumed because it's Alex, but
If you take a class, there's alcohol everywhere.
Yep.
I'm sure it's at a pub. I could be wrong though. I live in Brisbane. It's very hard to see the event from here. So
Fair enough. Yeah.
A bit far away.
Actually, after tonight, I think the last thing you want to do is pour any alcohol on me. But anyway.
well, that's true.
Sketch party, 2nd of October, 6:30 p.m. at the Carrington Hotel.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Justin. One of us has to be efficient.
Yeah,
I'm very
I
glad it was
usually
you,
am,
sir.
but I'm not in the mood. Sorry. It's one of those nights. It's just, I just want to sit here. Look, comics. Woo! Guys, night.
So yeah, next week be sure and tune in for Siz's new show, Drink and Nap.
That's what would happen.
Don't give him ideas, he'll do it.
There's a lot of Twitch channels that do that very thing.
So luckily, there's no alcohol in the house, or there'd be lots of napping. What do I actually want to plug? There is something. The shows, of course. For anyone watching who hasn't subscribed to the channel, whether it's right now or when you're watching the recording later on in the week, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot. Helps the algorithm, all that stuff. As I said, in the events, we have to fight the evil algorithm to a bloody death. So share and subscribe while you're there. Sharing's good. It's good for the heart. I can't think of anything else to say. That'll have to do. Over to you.
How many subscribers are there now?
We have 505 last time I looked.
Hey,
Nice.
We're over the first monetizing hurdle.
Cool.
Awesome.
Is
Which
the second one like the 40 hours or something like that of content or whatever the heck it is? 400 hours of content? Some ridiculous number.
No, it's at 40,000 hours has been watched, or 4,000. What might be 4,000. And that you have 1,000 subscribers, which makes it easy. If you've got that many subscribers, you get a lot more people watching your content.
This is true. This is true.
500 with 3,000 or 30,000. There's a 3 in there somewhere. But I've applied.
The moment you remember it.
We have this many subscribers and we have this many watches. It's good.
Yeah, this many.
That many?
We all paid attention in math class, you can tell.
Yep. I paid a lot of attention.
What's maths?
Actually, I got into art school with drawings that were on back of math tests. So
that's awesome.
If it works, it works.
Whatever it takes.
That's what I'll plug. I've applied for comic shop products to be sold at the bottom of these videos.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So that apparently takes 3 or 5 working days. So next week, hopefully I'll know if I did it. Oh, Rob O'Connor is all for the drink and nap. So I'll be inviting him on next week. It might just be me and Rob sleeping. Having a nap.
Get views. You'd get views.
It would too.
You will get
I've
views.
actually done sillier things than that and gotten a lot of views. So I because I saw things online about watching people eat, so I went, I'm going to give this a go. So I got a packet of chips and just sat there and ate a packet of chips, and I got more views than some of these shows get. And I'm like, what the hell?
It thrills you, doesn't it? I mean, the way social media works, you put all this time and effort into creating something that you're really proud of and nobody watches. And then you do the dumbest thing possible that took you no time. You stick it up and it gets 100,000 views.
Well, I did it live. So I spoke to the people talking to me about eating chips. Maybe that's what made
There's a guy on Instagram or somewhere else. I only see it on Instagram, but he last time I saw him, he had smeared himself in butter. And then another time it was peanut butter. So, yeah.
Okay, Laura, I think we can finally start kink shaming.
Yep.
Is that the day he found out he was allergic?
Probably.
What a way to discover a nut allergy.
Not there anymore.
Oh, that would have been a hell of a drive to the hospital. Roll him in. No, we can just slide him in. It's fine. Just catch.
It's a snail trail of peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just
Yeah, we can kink shame.
They just hired. They just
73.
hired 4 Labradors to lick him clean. Are we still on the non-kink shaming thing? Just checking.
Yeah. I don't know anymore.
That one.
I don't know where we're at. I'm a bit confused.
I think we're going to have to kink shame that one. I'm so sorry.
What some people call a line, we call a starting point. Anyway.
Well, let me tell you something. Speaking of art, which we weren't, but the lead singer
at some
of
point.
Please bring it back.
The lead singer of Soft Cell whose name escaped, Mark Armand. The way that he got into art school in 1978 was his major work was that he smeared himself in tuna and had 30 cats eat it off his naked body. And that got him into art school.
I thought this was going somewhere decent. Bloody hell. I got really
You are
interested and paying attention to you, and then it's cats.
Bringing
eating
it back
us.
to the art.
He was feeding cats for art. Like, what a quality human being. And then he did a cover of Tainted Love. What a guy.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
And your memory is forever tainted by his art.
Yeah, not going to forget that.
I'll never listen to that song the same way.
There is a story about one of the writers on Rick and Morty and how he got the job. He recreated Jaws, but in place of the shark, he used a certain appendage.
Yeah, I'd watch that. I don't even know what appendage you're talking about. I'd watch that.
I must admit, I'm going through the options right now. I'm like, none of them are great.
Well, I'm sort of thinking of the scene where the guy gets eaten on the boat, and I'm thinking of like every single appendage that could be used for that, and all of them work.
Are we
Work is
like
a
in the
kind way to
after party
phrase this.
before the show finished? Is that
I
what's
think we
happening here? I think we are.
No,
I'm-
definitely
it's
not
time
because
to
I haven't
go.
sworn.
I think it's time
I'm
to go.
absolutely sure that when someone says appendage, there is only one. But maybe I got it wrong, you know?
I'm going to look it up on Google and see what Google says about it.
Yeah.
What is
We'll know all,
appendage?
so we will know the answer soon.
That's exactly what I'm
Um,
typing.
Before you give the answer, because
What's
I
his
think I know
spelling?
the answer, I'm going to press this button. Good night, all.
Like and subscribe to the channel.
Alfred, let's go shop.
Comics.shop.
Say good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. See you next time.
Press the buttons, the button.
Just press a button.